Greetings. Welcome to EDTV News Channel, the People's Channel. In this report, we have a few stories for talk about. Some shootings and dropouts coming out of the parish of St. Thomas, St. Catherine, Westmoreland, St. Andrew, and Manchester. Stay tuned for the full reports. Blessings to all subscribers and viewers. If you're here for the first time, you can support the channel by like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. So we'll start off in the parish of St. Thomas, where former police officer among elderly couple taken out in Yala, St. Thomas yesterday. So we'll get into the latest police report. Police are investigating the dropout of an elderly husband and wife at their home in Newland District, Yala, St. Thomas yesterday. Dropout are 71-year-old Valen Strachan and 70-year-old Elizabeth Strachan. Reports from the Morant Bay police are that about 7:55 p.m., citizens heard explosion and summoned them. Upon their arrival, the body of Mr. and Mrs. Strachan were seen lying in a yard with gunshot wounds to the upper body. Commander for Police Area 5, Assistant Commissioner Gary Griffiths, says the deceased was a former police officer. Very sad indeed. Now people will move on, but still in St. Thomas. Murder suspect taken out in drive-by shooting. A man who was implicated in the dropout and shooting incident in St. Thomas was shot and taken out in a drive-by shooting on Thursday afternoon. He is 40-year-old Kemar Burton, a farmer of Islington in the parish. According to police report, about 3:35 p.m., Mr. Burton was walking on the compound main road in Islington when a car drove up and stopped beside him. The occupants of the car engaged him in a conversation before shooting several times in the upper body. He dropped out on the spot. Commanding officer for the parish, Superintendent Alison Byfield, said Mr. Burton was known to the police for criminal activities in the parish. He has come on the radar of the police from time and time again for brandishing firearm in the area of Islington, so the police is well aware of him. She urged anyone who witnessed Burton's dropout to help the police in identifying the perpetrators. Now we'll move on, this time in Manchester, where a knife-wielding man fatally took up one and injured another. So we'll get into the report. Lawmen assigned to the Mandeville police arrested and charged 25-year-old O'Shane Clark, otherwise called Boom Boom, of Savoy Christiana, Manchester, with the dropout of 24-year-old Stephen McLagan, otherwise called Rice Bag, and injuring another man on Main Street in the parish on December 23rd. The police said Clark also charged with wounding with intent. Reports from the police are that about 1 a.m., an argument developed between the three men, leading into an altercation. A knife was reportedly brought into play, and McLaughlin and the other man were stabbed several times all over their bodies. Both men were taken to the hospital, where McLaughlin was pronounced drop out and the other man was treated and later released. Clark was arrested during a police operation and interviewed in the presence of his attorney, where he was charged with the offenses. His court date is being finalized, the police said. Now people, we are moved to the parish of St. Catherine, Spanish Town, the old capital. Residents of Toys Meadows protest police fatal shooting. So we'll get into the police report. Residents have blocked the main road in the vicinity of Toys Meadows in St. Catherine to protest the fatal shooting of a man by the police last evening. The dropout man has been identified as Donald Brown. It is reported that the police went to a bar in Ellerslie Garden and attempted to arrest Brown when the incident occurred. Police were reportedly in the area investigating an abduction of a businessman from Brunswick Avenue about 9 o'clock Thursday night. A 1 million ransom was demanded. 2 men were arrested in connection with the abduction, and the businessman safely returned to his family. A subsequent police operation was conducted in the area in search of more suspects when the police accosted Brown and a fatal shooting occurred. Residents say the shooting was unjustified. It's like ghetto people, we don't have no bucketive, we know nobody, and we don't pay tax. A police alone and lie, and certain people alone pay tax. So we don't recognize we need justice, one man demanded. He claimed the police were still firing shots at residents after the fatal shooting. A police operation is underway in the area. Now, people, we'll move out Westmoreland, where bug taken out in armed robbery at a bar in the parish. So we'll get into the report. A farmer is dropped out and another man injured following an armed robbery at a bar in Ashton District in Westmoreland last night. The deceased has been identified as 32-year-old Alfred Buckridge, otherwise called Bug, from the community. Reports from the Savlamar police are that about 10:55 p.m., Buckridge was among other patrons at a bar when armed men proceeded to rob them. Buckridge and the other man ran, but they were chased and shot by the gunman, who then fled the area. The police were summoned and the injured men were taken to hospital, where Bug was pronounced dropped out. Investigations are ongoing. Now, people, last but not least, we'll move to the parish of St. Andrew. Cops say Melissa Silveria dropout probe is sensitive. So we'll get into the latest update. The police say they are satisfied with the pace at which the probe is ongoing into the dropout of Melissa Silveria, the wife of former Member of Parliament Julian Silveria, who represented the People's National Party. While being tight-lipped when pressed by reporters for an update on the case at press conference on Thursday, Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP, in charge of crime and security, Fitzbailey, said the investigation was very sensitive at this time. What I will say is that the investigation is ongoing and I am satisfied with the pace at which the investigation is going, DCP Bailey said. It is a very sensitive investigation and I don't wish to get involved in divulging too much details, but I am satisfied with the pace at which it is going, Bailey stated. He also shared that he received an update on the case on Wednesday, but he opted not to disclose any information regarding the update. However, the Deputy Commissioner promised that at an appropriate time, the police would release information on the case. It was previously reported that Melissa dropped out in her sleep on November 10, but the police upgraded their probe after her postmortem examination revealed she was shot at least 3 times. Since then, Julian, the one-term MP for St. Mary Western, has been interviewed by the police and has retained the service of a prominent lawyer. But the attorney has repeatedly stated his client is not a suspect in the dropout. The Silverias were to celebrate 8 years of marriage this month. So there you have it, people. Please leave your comments in the comment section and tell me what you think. One aim, one God, one destiny. Walk good, talk good, live good. Blessings.